Hello, welcome back to another exciting episode of My Zone Active Kids, where we actively invest in your future. Whose future?
Your future.
Your future, that's right. Today, I'm your friend, TNG, and I'm joined by my friend,
Abby.
All right, what are we going to talk about today?
Today is super exciting because we're going to be talking about the real heroes, the superstars of our world.
The superstars of our world, indeed. Today we are going to talk about our scientific heroes, people
That's
who
right.
made things or who brought things to existence.
Inventors.
Yes, the inventors, the people who sleep or they dream everything science.
That's right, TNG. And guess what? Because of these inventors, we are sitting on really cool bean bags.
Yes, this is all thanks to their minds that are so great and complex to the point that they decided we are just not going to have chairs and beds as our furniture of comfort. We are also going to invent some bean bags which are lighter and easier to carry around and travel and everything.
Everywhere,
so,
right?
Who do we have
And
to?
they're
Who do
fun.
we really have to thank for these bean bags?
Ooh, that's innovations.
Innovations, and we can always get them at info@kickstartnam.com. So you can
That's
also
right.
get yourself one of these cool bean bags. Yes. So like, have you ever wondered like who probably invented, like how we have our movie stars and all these famous people? Have you ever wondered who gave us like things like Wi-Fi, you know?
Oh, yes. I have always wondered about them. I think they're amazing.
Exactly. We have things like, what else is that? What other invention can you think of?
Electricity.
Electricity, the power that lights up our day
That's
and our
right.
night, especially our night, because you know when the sun goes down, the lights
It gets
come
really
up.
dark.
Yes.
And it gets so scary, TNG. I'm scared of the
Imagine.
dark.
Imagine if you're in a town that had no lights at all at nighttime.
Yeah. How would we go to the bathroom at night? Friends, are you like me who's also scared of the dark? Because I don't know how I would be able to walk.
I think a lot of
at
people
night.
are afraid of the dark.
That's right.
Yes. So, guys, I have a question. I have a question for you and for you. So, if you were to invent something, what would it be? That's a question to you.
If I could invent something, I'd want to invent something fun. I would invent a house that flies.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Okay.
Now listen, instead of having to get into your car, drive out of your town and go to a different country, instead to visit, say, for example, Antarctica, I would just fly my house to go visit the penguins.
Wow, that's so creative and that's so innovative. But yeah, I think we have to have a song for our friends, you know.
Oh, fun, yes.
Yes, so we're going to sing a song called This Is the Way We Do Anything.
Anything
So
that was invented.
we're gonna put it in more for invention perspective. So I'm gonna start. So we're gonna start with my car. So this is the way I drive my car, drive my car, drive my car.
This is the way I drive my car
early in the morning.
to school.
Yeah.
I added a twist there.
Yeah,
TNG.
that was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. So what do you
Great.
have for you? For
Okay.
yourself?
Okay, so I'm gonna sing this part before we go
Okay.
and see. Okay, I'm gonna sing this part. This is the way I put on my shoes, put on my shoes, put on my shoes. This is the way I put on my shoes early in the morning for school.
For school. Okay. So what else can we talk about in terms of what we can invent?
I would love to.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Personally, I forgot. I'm going to invent a television or an app that can download food.
Now that's so cool. But friend, before you explain more about that, we do need to go and see what Zaki and Zoe have to say.
No, we don't have to go in Zaki and Zoe just
Really?
yet. No, we're going to get into
Zaki and
our
Zoe.
arts and crafts, guys.
That's right. That's fun too.
Yeah.
So see you guys in a bit.
Right.
Hi friends, and welcome to today's arts and crafts. For today's arts and crafts, we're going to be making a bee, but not just any bee, your favorite bee from your imagination. You can use any colors that you want. What you need is some markers, scissors, but remember, scissors are sharp, so always be careful, and some glue. To start off, we're going to make the bee's body. I think I'm going to use yellow and blue to make his body. You need to take any color marker you want and draw 2 big circles in one color and another big circle in another color. I think I'll do 1 big blue circle and 2 big yellow circles. Next, you're going to want to cut out your circles. But like I said, remember to be very careful with scissors as they are sharp and can be dangerous. You're going to cut all around the edges of the circle that you just drew on your papers. And remember, your circles don't have to be perfect. Arts and crafts are all about having fun and being unique. That's why I decided that I'm not just going to make a normal black and yellow bee. My bee is going to be all different types of colors. There we go, the first blue circle is cut out. Now we're moving on to our yellow circles. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're having fun and being very careful with your scissors. All around the edges. And if you miss a spot, it's not the end of the world. Remember, you can always go back and fix your mistakes. And we're still cutting. Friends, did you know that bees are one of the most important species of insect that we have? Because bees fly from flower to flower spreading pollen, which makes sure that all the flowers keep growing. That's why sometimes you find the strangest, most prettiest flowers in places where you never thought they'd be, because the bees are the ones spreading the pollen and making sure that the flowers grow everywhere. Bees are also responsible for making honey, that sweet stuff that you eat on your pancakes and your French toast. Now that our circles are all cut out, you're going to take your glue and start fashioning the body of your bee. So you're going to take just a tiny bit of glue. And remember, glue is sticky, so be careful. And you're going to spread it around the bottom part of your first circle. Then you're going to stick the circle halfway on top of the other one. And the same with the next circle. And there we have the body for our bee. Remember to close your glue so that it doesn't dry out. Next, we'll be drawing the wings that our bees use to fly when they spread pollen. I decided that I wanted my bee to have red wings. So you're going to make half a heart on the one side and half a heart on the other side. Then you're going to take your scissors again, but remember, be careful and cut all around the edges of your wings. These wings are what the bees use to fly around to make sure that everything is spread out nicely. Next time, before you think of killing a bee, remember that they are responsible for all of the beautiful flowers you see around you. The first half heart is cut out. Doesn't this look like a pretty wing that a bee could use to fly? Next, you're going to move on to your next wing. Like I said, remember your arts and crafts doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're having fun and enjoying yourself. Cutting around the edges. Be careful of those little fingers while you're cutting, friends. Now we have 2 wings for our bees to fly with. You're going to take the glue and put it on the long edge of your paper to make sure that it sticks nicely to your bee's body. There we go. The first wing is stuck. Now you're going to put glue along the long edge again and make sure that it's all nice and sticky. So there we have a colorful bee with 2 wings. But I feel like this bee is still missing something. What do you think our bee is missing, friends? I think we might need to take a marker and draw him a pretty little face. I think bees are always happy because they always have sweet honey to eat. So I'll draw my bee with a big smile and some blue eyes. Lastly, we need to remember that bees have antennas that they use to be able to hear communication between one another. So all you need to do for your antennas is draw 2 straight lines. They can be as small or as big as you want. And then you cut out your little antennas, little half circles that you made for your bee. I like drawing my antennas in black because real bees have black antennas, but that's the only thing about my bee that seems realistic. So I'm going to take the first tiny piece of paper that I cut out and I'm going to put some glue, and this will be the first antenna for our bee. And stick it on, make sure it sticks on nice and strong. Then you're going to cut out your second little antenna. And stick it on to the bee's head. And there you have it, friends. A friendly bee that looks like he's ready to go make some honey and spread some pollen and flowers all around. See you in the next segment.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Those were such beautiful creations when it comes to arts and crafts. It was a bee.
That's
It
true.
was
Very
such a beautiful
colorful.
bee.
Yeah, I like that we use different colors.
Yes, very unique with the red wings and the blue part in the body. So unique.
True. I would make one, but each one will be a different color.
I think that bee also, the honey in that bee probably tastes different. Maybe even
yummy.
spicy.
You think spicy?
Yes.
That doesn't sound tasty.
Spicy honey.
Ew, no, TNG.
Yeah.
I don't like spicy honey.
You
But-
never know. It might be something, we might have something like that. That's an invention already.
Yeah,
That's a
I
new
don't like that.
invention.
But to
Yes.
think that bees invented honey, bees are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I used to hear that bees make honey, I thought that they produce it like a cow. But I found out they make the honey like a
Yes.
scientist.
Like a scientist. And we don't really give our scientists enough credit.
That's true. We should be celebrating these superstars more.
Yes, our scientific pop stars. Like without electricity, like we just mentioned,
Yeah.
without hospitals and the medicine that always helps us
Yes.
keep our health in check.
That's true.
There's so much. Like, who's this? Nikola Bell invented electricity.
That's so cool. Wait, is that Nikola? I think it's Nikola Tesla,
I
right?
was just testing to see if you know. I was just testing.
Got me.
Yeah. It's
Nikola Tesla.
Alexandra Bell that made...
The telephone.
Yes.
Friend, what did you think about that, the telephone that he made?
I think it probably was one of the hardest things to probably make, especially in the time that it was made.
Yeah.
Because it was a very long time ago. And for it to work, the amount of hours that he probably spent and the amount of times he probably failed to do it.
Oh, I would have been discouraged.
Imagine, and those people have to go through such things for them to make life easier for all of us. Now we're here with smartphones and tabs and televisions, and we can talk to each other from miles away.
That's right.
Because someone spent sleepless nights thinking of a way to talk to the next person without always having to walk up to them and have a verbal conversation.
Now look at that, friends. Imagine if me and you and TNG invented all kinds of things. It would seem impossible at first, just like people thought that cell phones would be impossible to have, that they'd have to be wired with a cable, right?
Because they probably always thought that, nah, it wouldn't work at all. But there it is. We have it, and we have so much more. But I think it's time for us to get into our favorite and their favorite segment, which is
Zaki and
Zoe.
Zoe. Let's hear what they have to say. Hello, 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 how are you? I'm good, I'm good, I'm great, I'm great, I'm wonderful, hooray! Hello, 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 how are you? I'm good, I'm good, I'm great, I'm great, I'm wonderful, hooray! Hi friends, my name is Zoe.
And my name is Zaki.
And we are niece and nephew. And today's hero is Dr. Thomas Mensah. He made internet cable faster.
Boring, boring. I'd rather meet the soccer star.
But Zaki, without him, we couldn't watch soccer online. Imagine no replays, no highlights, not even live matches.
Huh? Wait, really? He helped with all of that?
Yep. He worked on fiber optics, the cables that zoom your internet around the world.
Okay, that's kind of cool. But still, not as cool as scoring goals, you know?
Fair. But what if I told you there's a scientist in South Africa, Dr. Rampele, who helped kids like us stay in school?
No way. What did she invent?
She didn't invent a gadget. She created programs that made sure children could learn safely and equally.
Wow. So she's basically like a school superhero.
Oh, exactly. Some heroes don't wear lab coats or capes, but they solve big problems using their minds and hearts.
So science isn't just about bubbling potions and explosions, none of that.
Ooh, that's so cool, but nope. It's also clean energy, safe drinking water, even the buttons in your elevator.
I never thought of that. So every little invention is like a puzzle piece in our world.
Yes! And we need kids like you to dream up the big pieces.
Okay, let me think. Maybe I'll invent a robot that cleans my room. I think that's a great idea.
Zaki, start small. Hero, every great idea begins with a tiny spark.
Okay. After soccer practice, I'll sketch my robot idea.
And I'll read more about Dr. Mensah and Dr. Rampele. Maybe I'll invent something too.
Race you to the idea notebook.
Before we invent stuff, let's see what our classmates are already creating.
Good idea. I heard Musa made a solar-powered bird feeder.
Oh, and Liana built a mini water filter using sand and charcoal, just like scientists in real labs.
That's genius. That's so genius. We could make a superhero science club.
Oh, with secret missions like saving water or inventing light-saving gadgets.
Each week, we learn about a real-life African hero and try something inspired by them. That's gonna be how we're gonna be doing things in our science club.
Oh, yes, like Dr. Mensah's Speedy Internet Challenge or Dr. Rampele's Education for All mission.
And we get gadgets, and I want a problem solver one first. Basically, one that solves all my problems.
Wow, yes, gadgets and also badges. I'll aim for creative thinkers unless you beat me to it.
This is gonna be awesome. Let's invite our...
We can invite Abby.
And Tian.
That's right.
Yeah.
And anyone watching, you don't need a lab coat, just your brain and some curiosity.
Maybe our club can help real problems like fixing broken taps at school.
Exactly. Science isn't just for grown-ups. It starts with one idea, one question, one kid.
All right, that was so fun talking about our heroes, but I think it's time we get to go.
That's right. Until next time.
From me, Zoe.
And...
Zaki. I'm Zaki. Sorry, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we got so excited. You can say from Zoe, and I'll say from Zaki.
Yes, from me, Zoe.
And from me, Zaki.
Bye.
Bye. Hi,
Welcome
friends.
back.
Yeah. So, we're going to play a game. TNG, do you want to tell them what the game is, or should I?
Let's have them guess. Guess what game it is that we're gonna play today? Nope, not what you're thinking. Not what
How are
you're
you
thinking.
so sure they didn't guess right?
I know. But we're gonna be playing an invention game, so we have to test our imagination.
That's right. Can I name the game? Fake or real?
Nice.
Fake or real?
or real?
So that gives a hint to them of how you play the game.
Yes.
Tell us, TNG.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up with an idea of an invention, and then my friend here is gonna think whether, or she's gonna decide whether it's gonna be real or fake, or whether it's gonna work or not.
I'm so excited. I really like this
Okay.
game.
You know the tradition, guys. Ladies first. So she's gonna start.
Okay. So, Okay. This invention is a car that drives itself.
Guys,
Does that exist? Is that real or fake?
what did you say about the guy who invented electricity? Who's his name?
I can't tell you. Then I'll give you the answer.
The guy's
Tesla.
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla.
And Teslas are cars that are known for driving themselves.
Yep, you got it. I don't like that you guessed it because of Nikola Tesla.
So
But
we
you got
already
it.
have
You got it
Teslas,
this
guys.
time. That's right. Your
For
turn.
me, I'm gonna invent. What am I gonna invent? I'm gonna invent basically a knife that can detect skin or human skin, so that it doesn't accidentally cut, or the person who's using doesn't accidentally
Doesn't
cut
hurt
themselves.
them.
Yes.
Wow, I've never heard of that. That one sounds fake.
Wow. But it could be real.
It sounds fake, friends. What do you think?
Yes. What do you think?
I don't think it
agree with you.
exists.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay.
So tell us.
You're next.
So tell us, is it fake or is it real? Does it exist?
No, it doesn't exist.
Of course it doesn't exist. I knew that. Okay, so I would invent things that help in, things that help in the hospital, such as a machine that can see the beating of the heart.
I mean,
So is it real or is it fake?
the beating of the heart. So, basically, is it connected to the person or it just senses the heartbeat of the person in the room?
Oh, I think it's connected to the person.
Interesting. I think that is real. That exists.
It's real?
Yes.
That's right. It is real. Thanks to technology, medical technology, we're really grateful for that because now we have these machines. I think it's called ICG machine or something like that.
I've never heard
that's
of
a
the
big
name.
word.
I just know of the thing that is there by the bedside. But
That's
yes,
true.
that was such an exciting time to
It
have
was.
and also invent our own things. But that we have come to the end of our episode. But
That's right.
before we go, guys, please don't forget to always catch us each and every day at 10 a.m.
That's right.
And then from me, TNG,
And from me, Abby.
it's bye.
Bye.